Are you ready?
What do you guys want to talk about?
Let me talk to you.
Yeah!
It's showtime, folks!
Throwdown Nation, what is going on? We are live on a Tuesday evening. It is July 21st, 2026. We are rolling on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitch. It is episode 252 of the Throwdown. We are the community on the interwebs where we celebrate the art and the sport of professional wrestling with a strong focus on the indies, and where we bring you the most engaging and in-depth conversations with the best and brightest on the indie scene worldwide. I'm your host, Matt, and today we are throwing down with a wrestler based out of Florida, a guy with a very unique gimmick and presentation, and a guy who is also very well respected by his peers. Welcome with me, Drake Zavior. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
I cannot complain. And for those of you watching live, let me direct your attention to the ticker that's running on the bottom of the screen. That contains all or at least most of Drake's social media accounts along with mine. So do us a favor, if you aren't following or subscribed, please take the time and go to each of our platforms and do so. It definitely helps both of us. And before we get started, I also want to let everybody know that we have a new functionality of sorts. And if you have a question or comment, you can obviously throw it in the chat. But if you want to actually ask your question in person, you can scan the QR code that's on the screen, and you'll actually be able to log in and come onto the show and talk with us. The call-in feature is audio only, and all we ask is that you mute any background audio and be at least reasonably civil in your conversation. So we'll go ahead and start with really the first and the most obvious question, and that is, how long have you been wrestling?
Oh boy. Well, professionally, I've been going a little over 10 years now, I want to say. But I did start my journey as a backyard wrestler. And doing so with that, it has been about 19 years, probably close to the date, about 19 years of professional wrestling.
Wow. So who actually trained you?
Originally, it was my friend with the backyard wrestling. We used to call him Tiny, who it was less training, more of he was bigger than us and he just beat us up and told us what to do. But then after that, when I finally got out and started doing my actual training, Mr. The Authority, Eddie Torres, took his time and also beat me up and told me what to do. So great respect for that man. He's one of the legends around Florida, I believe. In fact, you might want to try to get a hold of him, see if he wants to hop on your show if you haven't done him yet.
Absolutely. Yeah, I will. I'll definitely talk to you after we go off the air, and maybe get a link to his Instagram or whatever, so that we can definitely make that happen. So in the early stages of your wrestling training, what would you say was the most challenging aspect of professional wrestling for you to kind of wrap your mind and body around, and what would you say surprised you the most?
For me, honestly, it was probably the aspect of selling moves properly. Um, the problem I have with that is I have a relatively high pain tolerance, which everyone needs if you're going to be in this industry. But
Yep.
I did amateur wrestling in high school and a lot of other stuff. So I tried my best not to show pain and try to keep it to myself. And then opening up instead to show emotion, show pain, reaching out to fans, all that. It's been probably one of the hardest things for me to learn and remember to do while in the ring.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Looking over at the Instagram chat, we've got a few people already rolling in to join us. We've got upcoming guest on the Throwdown, Race Bannon, and we've got Flint Fire, who
Ah,
says hello.
hello.
So you mentioned that you did have a background in amateur wrestling, prior to your professional wrestling training. Had you done any other type of sports or any other type of combat sport prior to
Uh,
starting your professional wrestling training?
yes, when I was probably 10 years old, I tried baseball. I was terrible at it. Uh, and then I believe when I was around the same age, probably a little bit younger, I did taekwondo for a little while. Um, only made it to yellow belt, so I can't really say it was worth much. But other than that, I have with the amateur wrestling. As soon as I started doing that, that was like middle school. I dove in head first, nothing else. I just put the blockers on. And then when I started doing the professional wrestling, blockers on, all that. So,
Gotcha. Gotcha. So I'm presuming that you've been at least a fan of professional wrestling the majority of your life. Is that pretty accurate?
surprisingly not. I
Hmm.
didn't. Growing up, my mother said I wasn't allowed to watch wrestling because then me and my brothers would start trying to do the moves to each other. She
Ah,
was right. Uh, but I didn't start watching until I was about 16 years old. So
interesting.
yeah, but as soon as I started watching it, I fell in love with it. I still remember um, one of the moments that stood out around that time where everyone was saying it was fake, and then there was a match. I'm pretty sure it was on SmackDown, where it was Shawn Michaels versus Shelton Benjamin. When
Hmm.
Shelton Benjamin did the springboard off the top rope at Shawn Michaels and got hit with a sweet chin music midair, and it looked like it shattered his jaw legitimately. And
Yeah,
I sat there in my room going, "There's no way this is fake." So,
yeah, yeah. It's
yeah.
it's funny. Everybody hates the F word. I
Oh,
mean,
100%.
um, and predetermined, absolutely,
Yes.
orchestrated to some extent.
The way,
But the physical beating that you take doing this type of art
mhm.
is very, very real.
Oh yes, when people ask me, "Is it fake?" I go, "No, it's violent theater." The
Yeah.
best way to tell. Or
Yeah, yeah, it's something for the athletic drama kids to do.
yes, I love it. I can't remember who it was. I feel it was possibly Chris Jericho said it was. It's one take stuntman. That's all you
Yeah,
get.
yeah. So What was the first live show you ever attended as a fan?
As a fan,
Yeah.
I believe it was I can't remember if it was a TPI Invitational or if it was FIP, but that was at the Crystal River Armory, and I remember the main event for that show was AR Fox versus Johnny Gargano.
Nice.
Oh yeah, it was a blast. If I remember correctly, that's actually the show I told AR Fox to start using the inverted cannonball that he does now, that I've also been using just as long as him. So
Nice. Yeah. AR Fox is so underrated.
oh,
I mean,
100%.
the guy is just an amazing worker, and I just feel like he's never really gotten his just due.
It's one of those things that you know him, you respect him, you know he's great, but he hasn't quite stepped to that level where everyone recognizes how good he is.
Right. So, obviously the physical side of this is all extremely important. So tell us a bit about your gym routine, and in your mind, what would you say are the most crucial exercise or group of exercises that you use to keep in ring shape?
Typically, I just go out and I hunt dragons and other monsters like that to keep in good shape. When they aren't around, I'd say clean and jerks are a great way because they full body. It's a great lift and it is a great cardio all at the same time. Another one that I feel like is underrated, and it is kind of hard to come by. If you can get a tractor tire, just flipping tractor tires over and over again.
Oh yeah.
Oh goodness, those are two. If you don't have anywhere to like any gym equipment at your house, if you don't have anything to work with, I always say try to do 100 push-ups, sit-ups, and squats a day. It is just that little change will help dramatically to get you in a better shape.
Oh, for sure. So how many dragons have you slain, good sir?
Have you seen any dragons recently?
I have not. So
all right,
there's my answer.
There you go. I killed enough to make sure that nobody else is in danger.
Very good. So, what, in relation to your gym routine, what is your guilty pleasure cheat day snack of choice?
Oh, well, you can't go wrong with cheesecake. That,
very true.
100%. I see it. It is a war with myself to not eat it every single time.
Yeah, it's a mental thing, mind over matter and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So away from wrestling, what are some of your hobbies and interests? What do you like to do with whatever spare time you might happen to have?
Well, if you couldn't tell, I do enjoy Dungeons and Dragons a little bit. So that is one of my go-tos. Obviously, I'll play some games in my downtime. Nothing competitive. I'm terrible at online competitive games, and if I start playing them too much, I turn into a bad person. And then
you crash out, like the young people say.
I have a very competitive personality, and when I start playing video games that make you competitive, it just pulls it out more and more, and it's not a fun time.
Gotcha.
But I also play a lot of Magic the Gathering, given the chance, and working out, just your standard stuff, relaxing when I can, and then working way too much.
Gotcha. Well, we're obviously mostly a wrestling-related show, but we do dabble a little bit into pop culture, and I'm always looking for recommendations. So by any chance, are you watching or listening to anything really cool right now?
I am actually currently watching through The Boys.
I am too.
Oh, okay, awesome. I mean, I think we just hit season 4, and it
Yeah,
has been
I'm early in season 3.
okay. It has been a ride nonstop, and I'm so glad we started it.
Yes.
I know we are. If you haven't watched it yet, also on Amazon, either Vox Machina or The Mighty Nine. Both are
Okay.
Critical Role, Dungeons and Dragons. They have their campaigns animated, and they are a blast to watch. So
Nice. I will definitely check that out. So, something that we do, and we'll be doing this actually later in the show, but we have a segment where the current guest asks a question for the next guest. And one of my recent guests asked a question that I thought was so good that I've actually just included it in my repertoire.
okay.
A wrestler from Northern California by the name of D Rogue asked this: if your wrestling career could be summed up in a movie, what movie would it be?
Oh boy, we'll say Super Bad, just because I have no idea what I'm doing, but somehow it's been working out.
Nice, nice. I love it. I love it.
That's
And
actually a really good question.
yeah, like I said, I used that on the guest afterward, and then I thought, I love this question, so I'm keeping it. So anyway, as a reminder to the folks watching live, if you have questions or comments, you can throw them in the chat, or if you're feeling brave, you can scan the QR code that's there in the middle of the screen and actually come on and ask your question or make your comment in person. We'd love to hear from you.
I'm an open book.
So,
Ask away. Come on.
so outside of wrestling, what person inspires you the most and why?
Ooh, probably my wrestling coach from high school, Michael Purcelli. He was a wonderful, wonderful role model to me. Um, just not only physically one of the strongest people I know, but emotionally as well and mentally. He's I want to say in his mid 60s at this point, and he's been working out 2 to 3 times a day since he was 15 years old. He was a New
Good
York State
grief.
champion.
Wow.
He's actually 1-1 with Kurt Angle in wrestling matches.
Woo!
Oh yeah, dude's a monster of a human being. Unfortunately, he's going through some tough times right now, but that's he's doing the best of what he can do, right? So
Aren't we all?
yeah.
So, what is your favorite thing about Central Florida?
Leaving it. Unfortunately, the general area that I live, there isn't a lot going on. And in order for me to get to most wrestling shows, I'm driving an hour, 2 hours, typically. So I guess I would say the best part of it is that it's relatively secluded, but everyone keeps moving here and they won't go away. So it's getting busier and busier.
Gotcha. So, they say that the best wrestling personas are usually yourself turned up to 11. So tell us about in-ring Drake Zavior and kind of compare and contrast him with everyday you. And tell us how the persona has evolved over time.
So currently, the in-ring persona of Drake Zavior is the natural 20. He is the critical success of all professional wrestling. He can do anything. He can work any way. He's a high flyer. He's a powerhouse. He fights monsters. He'll drink a potion mid-match. Anything and everything. He's just the classic adventurer turned more modern and professional. It has evolved throughout the years. I've only been doing the natural 20 for about 4 or 5 years now, I want to say maximum. before then, I was on and off. I didn't quite know what I was going to be doing as a personality. I tried doing a really corny gimmick called the best of the best of the best, but that didn't quite work out for me. I was all over the place. And then I finally found something I loved. I delved into it and just screaming about casting spells and fighting dragons and calling people ogres in mid-match. It has made me love the sport all over again.
I love it. I love it. Have you successfully cast a spell upon an opponent?
I typically cast Magic Missile every single match. It's a slightly different variation where instead of throwing bolts of magic at people, I throw my body at them. But it works.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us about your very first match. What was it like? How did it go? And what were your thoughts about it?
So my first match ever, we'll say my first backyard match ever, was nerve-wracking. Wrestling somebody I had met once, maybe twice before in my life. I was 16. I didn't know what I was doing. It was as okay as it could have been for somebody who wasn't actually trained at the moment. Just little tidbits. Hey, do this. Hey, do that. My first professional match, as far back as I can remember, I think it was in either North Carolina or at the very tip of South Carolina. And it was with one of my friends that I had known for 5-6 years at the time. We drove up there together. We had the match. We talked to the promoter about possibly having it double count out finish. So we go in there. We start going, boom, boom, boom. We get to the end of the match. Time runs out, and the fans start chanting, keep fighting, all this. And they added another 5 minutes. I'm like, oh, come on. So we got them involved enough and kept going for another 5 minutes to another. No. I think with the extra 5 minutes, we made it to where my friend actually won the match. He was more well known in the area. So for my first match, having the fans wanting to see more and more of the match, to see an actual finish of it and everything like that, felt pretty good.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. So we've heard about the first one. Now, if you can narrow it down, tell us about your favorite match that you have been a part of.
Oh, I've had a lot, honestly. I can give you a few.
Okay.
One I enjoyed just for the freedom was at Game Changer Wrestling. I wrestled against Ty Hill, or the Chad. He's a solid wrestler. He's fun to work with. And against Ace Alexander, another backyard wrestler. He's actually my younger brother. And we had a lot of fun in that match. But there's also at FIP, I've wrestled against a gentleman named John Hudson. And I know some people have mixed reviews of him, but I enjoy working with him because before the match, we discuss, hey, how are we working this? And he's like, oh, we're going to work snug. So I'm like, all right, cool, which means we're going to go out there and just beat the living tar at each other. Which, if I know about it beforehand and I have a lot of fun working with him, I enjoy getting down and dirty in matches and just throwing hands and making it look as real as it physically can, to where the fans are questioning, do these guys actually hate each other? Those
blurring the lines.
Exactly. Another one would be probably more recently with a gentleman named Hunter Hendricks. Same thing. He's willing to do whatever he can to make a match great. We always leave there more bruised than we should, but we're hugging it out at the end. We're having a great time. So,
Gotcha.
so those are the three that I can think of off the top of my head.
Gotcha. So you've been doing this long enough that I'm sure you've developed at least a few of these over the years, but what would you say is your biggest wrestling-related pet peeve?
That's actually an easy one for me because it's happened on multiple occasions, and every single time I want to slap my opponent. And that would be telling me you know how to take a move or you know how to do something and you have no clue. And then mid match, we go for said spot, said maneuver, and you completely screw it up. I'm not going to give out names, but there was a match where somebody told me, in my opinion, this is a simple move to take, a running Hurricane Rana. All right, just run, jump up, give you a Hurricane Rana. Like, that's easy, simple. Someone's like, yeah, I can do that. I run, I try to jump, I'm going for it, and he puts his arm up in the way and basically gives me a sit-out power bomb because he couldn't take the move properly. Yeah, it's just dangerous to not explain that you've never taken a move before or you don't know how to take it. It's better that why risk injury for anybody?
Exactly. You know, be self-aware and have enough humility to be like, yeah, I don't know. You know, I haven't done that. You know, that there is no shame in that.
I would rather everyone be safe versus a move that not coming out or trying a move that no one's comfortable with, you know?
Absolutely. So, over the time that you've been doing this, what has been your most unusual or unique encounter with a fan? Do you have any funny or unusual fan stories?
Not like I haven't had unfortunately, I haven't had too many walk-up and weird encounters per se. I had somebody, like the strangest thing I could say is I had somebody walk up and talk to me for like an entire intermission, just going on about how he's going to go to wrestling school. And when he does, he's going to do this and this. I'm like, okay, cool. And how he's in martial arts. I'm like, all right. And then he basically blocked off the merchandise table from anyone else walking up to me, which it was a little irritating, but at the same time, it's a fan. I'm not going to tell, oh, cool, get out of the way, you know.
Right.
But I think the most irritating part is he talked to me for that entire time and then didn't buy anything.
Yeah, that'll.
But
that'll do it. Yeah. So, do you have an all-time favorite match as a fan? Is there a match or matches that are just near and dear to your heart that you find yourself circling back to?
One I will go back to regularly to watch, especially if I want a little bit of extra motivation. And most wrestling fans typically agree it is one of the best matches to go out there and watch. Is Samoa Joe versus Christopher Daniels versus AJ Styles, and TNA being just absolutely insane from start to finish.
Absolutely, yeah. That match is just pure entertainment. I mean, and three guys really at the height of their powers. I mean.
Yeah. And to my knowledge from interviews and stuff like that, I heard about half of that match was called in the ring, which is
I believe it
even more insane to me because they are just all such talented individuals.
Absolutely. So piggybacking on to that question, do you have an all-time favorite promo as a fan?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. too many concussions or something like that. I don't know.
Gotcha. So this is one of these questions that the answer can literally change almost moment to moment, hour to hour, day to day. But at this very moment, in your opinion, who are the best male and best female wrestlers in the world? Who is the best man and who's the best woman right now?
Personally,
Yeah.
for men, I this is a bias, and I apologize. Unfortunately, I'm leaning more towards AEW for wrestling, and my top three currently would probably be Kenny Omega, Swerve Strickland, and Will Ospreay for men, especially with Kenny has always been one of those people who's been underrated for years, and then once AEW started up and how he does things in Japan, people finally understand how amazing he is.
Yeah.
For female wrestling, the name that always pops up for me, and she's always been amazing in the ring, and for the longest time, I feel like she was very underutilized, Athena.
Yes. I will not argue that. I think Athena is absolutely amazing. And she's had the Ring of Honor title as long as she's had it now for a reason.
Yeah. So, do you have a favorite wrestler currently, if I may ask?
Well, interestingly enough, right now I feel like Will Ospreay is operating on a level that is above virtually anybody, and I am just dying for the Kenny Ospreay match coming up at All In. I mean, that is going to be sick.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
jeez.
And something interesting, I feel some kinship of a sort with Kenny Omega, because a while back he had the issue with diverticulitis.
Yes.
And I actually was also diagnosed with that about 10 years ago, and ended up having to have surgery similar to what he had. And thankfully, with some minor dietary changes and such, I'm 10 years out from it and haven't had any further problems. But it's diverticulitis is no joke. I mean, it very much came out of left field for me. I mean, normally, apparently, it's a very painful condition. I never had any pain with mine. I just I discovered I had it through some different means. But man, yeah. And for Kenny to go through all of that and come back and still be operating at a level at least approaching the Kenny in his prime is just a testament to the guy's work ethic.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So, in your opinion, what is the best storyline in wrestling right now?
That I feel horrible saying this, but I have not been keeping up with wrestling. I need to get back to starting to watch it more often, but life gets in the way, and I have not been.
Oh, it does.
Keep up with much. So I'll occasionally be able to watch a match here and there, and I feel lost because I'll hop in somewhere and like. Well, not I want to say between a few months ago and maybe a year ago when on AEW when they started using screwdrivers, I'm like, what's going on here? What's the deal with this? And then I'm like, oh, it's the Don Callis family thing. I was completely in the dark about that. So
yeah. I feel you. It's there is so much good wrestling right now, and there's just not enough hours in the week to consume it all.
Exactly.
So, and this can be present day or past. Who would be a dream opponent? Who would Drake Zavior love to have the opportunity to share a ring with?
So I will give you two names.
Okay.
Okay. Obviously, number one all time, without a doubt, Kenny Omega. I would love to have a match with him. But number two is somebody that I feel like is another gentleman that was underrated on every aspect, and did not, unfortunately, have enough time to shine when he was in AEW because it was still starting up as a company before he basically took a step out, it felt like. And that would be Chuck Taylor, the
Mm-hmm.
Kentucky Woman himself, one of
Yes.
the most naturally athletic humans I've ever seen. And he he knew what he was doing in the ring. He was always entertaining. He got the crowd into it. He was hilarious and just
Yep.
did whatever he wanted whenever he wanted. So,
Absolutely. And I completely agree with you. Another guy that I feel like never really got his flowers.
mhm.
So, in-ring chemistry is obviously extremely important, and as you have done this and have worked certain people, I'm sure that you've developed good chemistry with certain people. So, do you have a person or persons that if you're working them, magic is going to happen, and you're basically going to have a banger? Do you have some people you want to shout out?
Obviously, Hunter Hendricks is one. John Hudson, me and Ty, or sorry, the Chad always have great matches. But I pride myself in being able to work a match in any style possible. I can form fit however anyone else is wrestling, and I do it in such a way to try to have my opponent shine as much as possible. Um, so I try to my best to go out there and have every single match be as much of a banger as I can.
Absolutely. So, what is your favorite move? What is something that you just really enjoy doing? And on the flip side of that, is there a move that you won't do or you would at least rather not do? And that can be giving or receiving.
Um, my favorite move that I currently do would be the magic missile, which is a inverted cannonball. So instead of
Okay.
diving like a regular cannonball, it's like jumping like you're doing a shooting star press into somebody. 100% my favorite move. I've been doing it since I was 17, 18 years old. Um, but that is not my favorite move of all time. My favorite move that I will not do because every time I try to do it, I screw it up, is a very simple tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. And when that's
Hmm.
done clean, it is just picture perfect, and I love it with all my heart. Um, as for moves that I will not do, I can't think of anything unless like it's something I haven't practiced before. Or if somebody's not comfortable with, obviously I won't give that to them.
Right.
But on the flip side, if you tell me, hey, I have this new move, I'm going to try. I'm like, cool, do it. Just let me know and we'll do it. Just a few weeks ago, a couple months ago, actually, somebody's like, hey, I've got a finishing maneuver. It's a burning hammer DDT. I'm like, cool, drop me on my head. Let's go. And oh man, I people thought I legitimately died taking that move. So
Wow. So, you've been doing this long enough that I'm sure this applies to one degree or another. So, I'll ask you what hurts right now.
it's a better question to ask what doesn't hurt right now.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm actually doing a lot of self rehab lately.
Okay.
I have lower back issues, but I believe that that's more from a car accident than it is from actual wrestling. But my left knee has gone the wrong direction twice, and both times have been different directions. But that was about 5 years ago when that happened. But I'm actually at the point where it doesn't click every single time I stand up anymore. So,
Well, hey, that's progress.
mm-hmm.
So, knowing everything you know at this point in your life, if you could give any advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Save up money, and as soon as you turn 18, go to California and go to the PWG training school.
Sound advice.
Yeah, get out there, actually travel while you have a chance. I was too stuck in not. I was too afraid to leave my hometown, basically. So,
Gotcha. So, wrestling is something of a roller coaster. You experience the highest of highs, but you also experience the lowest of lows. What has been your overall high point of your career and the overall low point of your career?
low point, and it was probably when I was at my heaviest, constantly wrestling at a flea market show. And no disrespect, my friend ran the show. It was a lot of fun, but it was a outside, non-paid wrestling show, and I was just in the worst shape of my life at that point. I just didn't care anymore. The high point in my career is basically going on currently. It's every single time I have a match nowadays, it has been getting better and better. It's weird because I'll go places and people actually know who I am, and it's odd for me to have people that know me and actively state, "Hey, you're on my list of wrestlers I want to have a match with," and I'm like, "Me? Who? What?" So just hearing that blows my mind at the moment.
Gotcha. So, over the time that you've been doing this, what would you say is the worst bump you have taken?
Oh, that GCW match, Game Changer Wrestling match. It was about 2 or 3 minutes into the match. I did a 540 moonsault to the outside, and there were two people out there that were supposed to, help catch and bring me down nice and safe. They touched me before I hit the ground, and that's about it. So all my weight landed on my left hip, and I wasn't walking straight for about 3 or 4 days afterwards.
Wow.
It wasn't as severe an injury as I've had before, but that is the most memorably in the moment. It hit, and I was just like, "Oh God, we still have 10 more minutes of this match to get through. Oh no!" So
yeah. Did you have a talk with your playmates afterward about why they didn't catch you?
I asked them like, "Hey guys, why did you just let me hit the ground?" They're like, "Oops." That's about it.
Wow.
And,
That's unreal.
and it is what it is.
Yeah.
I've known them for so long, I can't even hold the grudge. It's just funny to bring up at this point.
Gotcha. So, do you have any pre-show traditions? Any things that you try to do consistently before you walk through the curtain?
I did. I actually had a lucky pair of socks that I used to wear. Unfortunately, as of earlier this year, I had to retire them because the holes in them were getting way too big. And surprisingly, all my matches have been terrible since then. I'm just joking, but that was my only real pre-match ritual, is random lucky socks that I had, and yeah.
Gotcha. So, Tell us a bit about your gear bag. Give us a rundown of your gear bag, and do you carry anything unique or unusual in your gear?
Um, Slightly. I have arm guards that are like almost overemphasized, but they are medieval style arm guards that I wear for my matches.
Hmm.
Um, I do have a cape that is custom made by a fan, and that's really nice. And I've worn that at almost every single show since I've gotten it. Um, I don't bring it out for shows where it could potentially get dirty because I don't want to ruin something that was special made for me or anything like that. And yeah, that's those are the two probably more unique things that I have with me. Um, Other than that, it's my my tights, kick pads. I've got a leather vest that I wear out. Um, yeah, uh,
Got you. So, something that we've done in all of these, I mentioned this earlier, that's just been a lot of fun, is we've let the current guest pose a question for the next guest. And my previous guest was actually a luchador out of Ohio by the name of Noro Demora.
okay.
And the question that he posed is, what specific subset style of wrestling is your jam? Talking about things like British strong style, Japanese strong style, lucha, etc. Do you have a subset of wrestling that you just adore?
That's I think I want to say Japanese strong style because when I first got into wrestling, that is what my friend showed me, and that has stuck with me ever since. Just talk about blurring the lines. Those men go in there and have, or actually the women also, even more so, the Japanese female wrestlers with their strong style. I am, I will put money on the fact that they're trying to kill each other in the ring.
Yeah,
So I could put on one of those matches and sit down and just lose myself at that point.
absolutely. So, since this is part of a series, do you have a question that you would like to pose to the next guest?
I have a sure. It's kind of a silly question, but if you could describe your
Silly's good.
all right, if you could describe yourself as a Dungeons and Dragons class, what would it be?
I like that. How would you answer that?
Oh, I am the paladin of professional wrestling.
So, so during his farewell tour, John Cena kept bringing up the concept of leaving wrestling better than he found it.
Hmm.
And that really resonated with me, and I just thought, well, what a cool thing to strive for. So I've kind of incorporated that concept into my repertoire of questions. And ultimately, what are you doing to eventually leave wrestling better than you found it?
Um, I am trying my best to. Oh, excuse me. Just get out there and if people ask for advice, give them the best advice I can. I know I'm no one special, but when it comes to how moves are supposed to look and uh, how they're supposed to be taken, selling, all that, if I'm watching your match, I can tell you where, how, when, and the best ways to improve on how it looks. I take wrestling, especially my own, very very professionally, almost to the point of perfectionism, which I know isn't healthy, but it's how I like to look at it. So
Got
just
you.
yeah, just any advice I can give, I try.
Absolutely. So we're getting toward the end of things now. So do you have any upcoming shows or anything at all that you want to give some hype to?
I do actually. I have 3 upcoming shows, um, all next month. August 1st, I will be making my debut at Magnolia Championship Wrestling at Live and Loud in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. The next weekend, a little bit kind of closer to you, but still not worth the drive. It would be August 8th at New Heights Wrestling, their Aces High show at Ponce de Leon, Florida. New Heights is always a fantastic promotion to go to. And then August 14th through 16th is FSCW, which is Fantasy Super Cosplay Wrestling, at Animate Orlando, where
that sounds like a blast.
Oh, it is so much fun. I'm actually currently their multiversal heavyweight champion, and I wrestle as Tanjiro from Demon Slayer. So we have Spider-Man, we have Kingpin, we got Shocker, we have Sailor Moon, we have Shigo. It's just a lot of fun dressing up and going out there and just entertaining the fans by wrestling as a completely different character.
Nice. Like I said, that really sounds like a good time. They do something similar up here in Atlanta. There is a convention up here called MomoCon that they actually do some cosplay wrestling as well. I've yet to make it out for it, but one of the, probably next year. Mm-hmm. I'm going to try to get out there for that because that just sounds like a good time.
Oh, yeah.
But as far as what we've got coming up on the Throwdown, tomorrow night, Wednesday, July 22nd, 7 p.m. Eastern, we've got episode 253, and our guest is another Florida-based wrestler, the Tower of Power, Damian Winters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've known him for just as long as Shane, honestly. About 15 years now.
Nice. And then a week from tomorrow, the 29th, at 7 p.m. Eastern, we've got episode 254, and our guest is a wrestler based up here in Georgia, CJ Montana. I actually ran into him at a One Fall Wrestling show here in Metro Atlanta just a few weeks ago, and talked to him a bit, and I'm definitely excited to have him on the show and hear his story.
Oh, that's awesome.
And currently I'm actually booked through the month of August and am starting to take some bookings into September, and there's definitely some exciting stuff coming up, so definitely keep an eye on my socials because big things are coming, and we're definitely going to be doing some cool stuff.
That's awesome.
So I definitely want to thank you for your time, man. This has been an absolute blast. I love these conversations, and I love hearing about unique presentations of wrestling, and kind of fusing wrestling with D&D is such a cool thing.
Yeah. So I didn't know that he was doing it also, but Brandon Cutler also had a Dungeons and Dragons gimmick for a short while, or at least he might be doing it still. But people told me about it, and he had a full his wrestling gear had Tiamat heads and everything like that, and I'm like, oh, that's so awesome. I wish I had that kind of money. So
yeah.
but I would love to get fun stuff like that.
But you do you do what you can.
Exactly. Well,
so
I appreciate it. It's been a blast on my end as well.
Well, good. And for those of you that have been watching this live, thank you. For those of you that'll be seeing this on replays and such, thank you for that. If you like what we've got going here, definitely do the old like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until tomorrow night, be good to each other, love each other, and let's keep throwing down.